So here at Aventus, we like to approach executive search in a more advanced way to really make sure that we're reducing the risk as much as possible and we can really focus on a right first time approach. So there's 7 steps that we take in the process, but I'll try and summarize it into 3 main stages. The first one is really about that mutual investment at the beginning, where we will come and sit with the key stakeholders and take a really in-depth briefing and find out what the differences are and what people want, because there's always a little bit of a misalignment. And then we'll put a report together and bring it back to find out what the compromises should be in terms of the kind of people that really are needed for the organization, and then make sure that that's really clear both for the client but also for our team as well. That then results in a pack of information that they can use internally for any stakeholders, but also because we're going to be dealing with senior leaders in the market, we put together a bit more of a brochure style job description that really sells the job and the company, because that's often the first impression that some of these really important individuals have about the company. So that's what we do at the very beginning, and then the second stage is obviously the headhunting part. So we have an incredibly wide network already, and so we will tap into that and we'll look at any potential candidates, but also sources of information that we have across the market that could be really good at identifying some of that really elusive talent, and then always do a very proactive search every time to find the people that could be relevant. And then we'll go through a structured assessment that's really consistent every time to be able to compare the different people and find out their strengths and potential weaknesses for the role, but also looking at the salaries, the perception of the brand and all things like that, and then put that into a report that we'll share back with the client so that they can see basically what the market looks like, and that could be useful for any other hires. But it also means that that's another chance to realign if there's any things that come up during that search that they want us to change about the kind of people that we're looking for. So that's the middle stage, and then the final stage is really then getting to that appointment. At this stage we are pretty confident that we've got a really strong shortlist. We've assessed them all really fairly, and then we'll present them ready for the client to take forward to interviews. At that stage, the experts here for recruitment will help any client with whatever specific needs they might have around the interview process for them. That could mean reasonable adjustments, for example, to make sure that it's really inclusive, all the way through then to the negotiation with their preferred candidate. And so to make sure then that there's an offer accepted, we don't leave when somebody is appointed, but to make it a full cycle process, we will coach not only the candidate but also the client to onboard that individual and take into account their background and their individual traits throughout their first year to make sure that they're integrated as effectively as possible, and then they keep the best talent. Finally, what we'll do is we'll get feedback from the candidates so that we can improve the candidate experience, but also get feedback from the client stakeholders to make sure that we're always improving our process as well.